Before we get into this and other things, I want to ask you, because Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross is here on the facility. He's up there. There was some public comments. There's some headlines about him reaffirming a 25% tariff jump on China January 1st. You did not hear him make any comments like that, did you?
Well, he spoke from the stage, and also I had a private conversation with him about various issues. That issue did not come up at all.
Okay, just wanted to confirm. We're trying to figure out where the headlines came from, but that did not come up. All right, let's talk about here. We've talked about the growth of an industry like liquefied natural gas. We know how good it is for Cheniere. What does this mean for the state of Texas? How much revenue does a ship and a facility like that bring for the state of Texas?
As good as this is for Cheniere, I think it's even better for Texas. As you know, the United States is now the global leader in the production of both oil and gas, with Texas leading the way. And our goal is to get as much natural gas out of our ground and spread it around as fast as we can. This is going to help that even more. There will be trains, what they call them, shipped out of here across the entire world. This is just the beginning of multiple trains that will be shipping from this facility. And then on top of that, Texas will be adding more LNG shipment facilities here in the coming years. And so Texas will be a very prolific exporter. And understand this, Brian, Texas for the past 16 years has been ranked #1 in the nation for exports. This is just going to elevate that even more.
Yeah, there's 4 export facilities now after this one opens, with about 15 to 20 on the books, depending on what stage of planning that might be, and 80% of those are in Texas or Louisiana.
Right.
But you know, Amazon coming to New York, people say, well, Amazon, you know, the taxpayers gave them all this gifts, billions, they'll never get it back. Are facilities like this net payers? Do they contribute to the state?
It contributes. Understand this, as I was talking in my remarks earlier, what this does is helps us educate our kids, build our roads, keep our community safe, because Texas receives what's called a severance tax from all the oil and gas produced here. With the additional natural gas produced because of shipments like this, we're going to have more money for our schools, more money for our roads, and more money for our communities.
Okay, Midland, Texas, we were just there as well. We like your state. We come here often, Governor, and there's so much oil. But boy, they don't have a way to get it here. They need pipelines, so people have to sell it at a discount. And the problem is the pipeline steel is largely made in other countries and subject to tariff. How do we fix that?
Well, it's a problem that some of the manufacturers as well as the pipeline companies here in Texas have spoken to me about. And I actually talked to Wilbur Ross about this months ago, so we can expedite this. And listen, the country, and I think the administration, wants to see this get done because they know that the country will profit, states will profit, employees will be hired. The more we can produce this oil and gas and get out of the ground, we need those pipelines to get that done.
Governor, I've got a question from the studio for you. Which countries do you think are the most likely destinations for your state's exports of oil? Do you see this going all around the world? Or do you think with the trade tensions that it's going to restrict the potential destinations going forward?
Earlier today, there was an announcement of different countries that this natural gas is going to. It does include China. It does include Poland. It does include Spain and a multitude of other countries. And so there seem to be no restrictions. In fact, I was talking to the CEO of Cheniere, this company here, and he said that Wilbur Ross was an assistant in helping them cut the deal with China. And so I think the goal is for the United States, as well as Cheniere, as well as Texas, is to export this to as many countries as possible.
And it's good for the trade deficit. It's good for the trade deficit because according to the IHS, that $250 billion has come off the trade deficit because of exports of petroleum and petroleum products. You know, you talk about a tariff on $1 million in widgets coming from China. This is a few billion-dollar industry.
Right.
How much do you see it actually growing? There's no way all the plans can be accomplished, is it?
Oh yeah, it's going to grow more than billions because in addition to the LNG, Texas is now also shipping oil from our border, from our coastline. And so we're going to see the net exports increase, and that alone may be able to take care of the trade deficit.
Okay, Governor Greg Abbott of the great state of Texas, can you give me a discount on an apartment because I just need to move here?
I
love Texas.
The prices are increasing as we speak.